Saturday night's main event is this Saturday, and it is the road to the Royal Rumble, which is the road to WrestleMania, fighting to survive. WrestleMania. Sorry, sometimes I just can't help. I gotta sing that banger of a WrestleMania theme song. All right, so let's do predictions for this Saturday. The first matchup is gonna be Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody. Hate that chant, by the way, versus Jacob Fatu. And I probably had one too many Red Bulls this morning. Not gonna lie, if you couldn't tell. But Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes, who's gonna win? This one's tough. It seems like neither can afford a loss. Well, I mean, Cody Rhodes can afford a loss, but he never loses. And Jacob Fatu, he can't afford a loss because he's just fully now entered into the main event scene, and he needs to look strong and dominant like when he first arrived onto WWE landscape itself. Therefore, what do? Do we repeat what we did last month when two dudes couldn't lose? You had Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, they couldn't lose, so you just had Drew McIntyre come in and just start wailing on Cody? Maybe, honestly, you could just redo that. It's not like Triple H would never repeat a booking decision. But yeah, so, and Drew McIntyre is feuding with both of them. He could literally just come in and Claymore kick Jacob Fatu and Claymore kick Cody Rhodes. Because that, you would think that would lead to a triple threat, but we can't have a triple threat before WrestleMania, that is, because Cody Rhodes has entered the Royal Rumble. He could pull double duty like Gunther, but there was a stipulation in the contract between Drew and Cody that he doesn't get a rematch. So if he has to win the Rumble in order to get his rematch, therefore no triple threat at Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble. This is what we're gonna do. I'm not exactly fond of this idea, but what I think happens is Drew's gonna get involved and he's going to attack Jacob Fatu. He's not doing it to help Cody Rhodes, though. He's not. He might even attack Cody Rhodes. He might attack them both when the referee is down. But what will happen is Jacob will get the brunt of the attack. Cody's going to kind of come to, wake up or whatever, and use it to his advantage. They've been kind of leaning towards this heel side of Cody lately, making him more of an edge, more aggressive. And I could see Cody, while not condoning the attack, well, I could see him taking advantage of the attack, and he gets the 1, 2, 3 on Jacob Fatu. Again, I don't want Jacob to lose, but I think he will lose. Cody wins. Jacob gets super mad. This will directly lead to a matchup. Yep, that's what I'm going with. So unfortunately, the double DQ actually sounds more plausible now that I just don't see Jacob losing, but Cody, Jacob beats Cody, and that justifies a match? No. Jacob loses, and he gets mad, and this furthers the storyline of Cody turning heel. Next matchup. There's only 3 confirmed, but I got a couple possible matches we can throw in there. Let's do the tag match. It's Rhea and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. They're going at it, right? I could see. I don't see them taking the belts off Rhea Ripley and Io Sky this quick. I think they're trying to keep Rhea away from the main event scene for a little bit longer. They just won the tag titles. Now, it would be kind of cool if they hot potatoed the tag team belts a bunch until we got to WrestleMania, because at that point, you could have a ladder match. Because when the Hardys and the Dudleys and Edge and Christian, when they had their TLC matches, it's because they kept hot potatoing the title. And if we then just went Kabuki Warriors to Ryo or whatever they're calling themselves, to Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and then they lose the titles next month, it's just like, all right, let's just do a TLC match at Mania. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's just going to be a victory. Off chance we have Raquel Rodriguez. She tries to help, and she somehow accidentally cost Roxanne Perez the matchup. She'll because that happened a couple of weeks ago. Raquel Rodriguez tried to help Roxanne Perez, and she failed. She fumbled, and that allowed Roxanne to get pinned. So we do that again, which then further divides the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez wins the title from Stephanie Fakir. Liv Morgan wins the Rumble, and boom, we now have a matchup at Mania. I'm trying really hard to make that match happen. I keep throwing it into the universe. But yeah, even if that doesn't happen, it's Rhea Ripley. They're not going to let Rhea Ripley lose. She just doesn't lose. So Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, they will win. And spoiler alert, there will be lots of hugging between those two. So yes, they win. Maybe Roxanne Perez is cost the victory by Raquel Rodriguez, but either way, she's eating that pin. Now let's do some of these maybe matches, because there's only 3 matches, and it feels like there needs to be at least 4. Usually there's 5, but on Saturday's main event, they have done 4 before. So these are possible things that happen at SmackDown tomorrow. Well, first off, this one not at SmackDown tomorrow, we could do Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano. This happened on Monday Night Raw, and what happened was there was an injury scare, and the doctor stopped the match. So that tells me that whatever finish was supposed to happen never happened. Therefore, they could just run it at Saturday night's main event. Whatever they were supposed to do on Monday, they just do it at Saturday's main event. I could see that, because Javon, from what I'm hearing, is not really injured, and he's good to go. Now, I don't know if they're just going to hold off until next Monday, but either way, they could do it here. And if that was the case, I firmly believe that Javon Evans would get the victory, and then at some point, he would jump over all 3 of them and run to the back. We could also do Kit Wilson versus Matt Cardona. Kit Wilson is on he's an internet meme right now. They could capitalize on that. He did attack Matt Cardona last week for all of his toxic masculinity. We could have a matchup right here. I would say Matt Cardona would get the W. I know a lot of people would want Kit Wilson to get it because of his theme song and everything, but I think they're not going to go all in on Kit Wilson as a threat, but they will go all in as someone who gets a lot of TV time. Think of him like Chelsea Green in the beginning of her WWE career, her 3rd time around. He is going to be a jobber for a while, and maybe eventually he will start getting some victories and be a credible mid-carder, but right now he's going to be comic relief. Matt Cardona just got back. They've already positioned him as a potential threat to the number 1 contendership, so they're going to want Matt to win this right here, and Kit Wilson's character can eat a loss and not care. He'll just jump on he'll just jump on Twitter and call out Matt for his toxic masculinity. So if that happens, Matt Cardona wins, but Kit gets his music played on Saturday's main event, which is a win for him. I could see Julia versus Nia Jax. They teased this last week when Julia got in Nia's face after Nia ambushed her after their tag match with Charlotte and Alexa. I think they're flirting with should we turn a Julia face or not? I think they should. I think they should turn her face and have her get rid of Kiana James. If we have Nia versus Julia, I would say Julia would win it, because I think they're trying to rebuild her. I think they're trying to rebuild Julia right now. I don't know how she would beat Nia. It would probably be like Charlotte Flair or something, but interfering, but I think Julia would hold on to the title there. What else? Another one, Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace. That's a possible matchup. I see this happening at Royal Rumble, actually, but let's say we have it here. Jade Cargill's gonna win. They've started to point out the fact that she's gone 80 days without a title defense, and I think they're gonna try to get her that title defense, and she's already in beefing with Jordynne Grace. Or we do a triple threat where we put Chelsea Green in this. That's probably what they're going to do, because I don't think they want Jordynne Grace to lose one-on-one right away. So you put Chelsea Green in here, who is kind of on the outskirts of their feud. Last week, she actually even went to attack Jordynne Grace. Jordan moved and hit Jade Cargill. So we do a triple threat with them. Chelsea Green eats the pin, and it's Jade Cargill who wins. But even if it's one-on-one, I see them letting Jade Cargill win. Doesn't seem like they know what to do with Jordynne Grace. Literally ever since she's been called up, even in NXT, she goes right up to a champion. It looks like she's going to be the next champion, and then she loses, and then she goes on and tries to fight someone else, and then she loses that feud too, and I think that's what they're doing here. Jade, I don't see them losing. Jade is going to be facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania for the title. I don't know how Bianca's going to get it. Bianca's winning the Rumble, or she's winning Elimination Chamber, but Bianca is going to be fighting Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, mark my words. So, yeah, Jade will win that matchup. Did I put any others? Oh, I think I did Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. Yeah, that's the only other possible matchup here. It seems like the U.S. title challenge seems to be a SmackDown exclusive thing, and it doesn't really have feuds in it. Like, these minor little stories creep up around the open challenge, but for the most part, there's no feuds. But Carmelo does kind of sort of have anything you can do, I can do better. Anything you can do, I can do anything better than you type of feud with The Miz. So maybe kind of we put those two at Saturday's main event. The Miz has been feeling like he's been totally disrespected as of late. So he challenges Carmelo. Hey, Carmelo, I want to face you. He says that on SmackDown, and Carmelo's like, all right, let's go. And then Miz, being, the smart guy that he is, says, no, tell you what, we'll fight tomorrow. And this might be, and then Carmelo has a matchup on SmackDown, so now he's worn out. He's all worn out for his matchup against The Miz at Saturday night's main event, and Carmelo Hayes will still win, though. I predicted a Carmelo Hayes win. I think Trick Williams is the guy that's going to be the next U.S. champion. Well, those are the possible matchups that I see that maybe could possibly sort of happen. So now we go to the Fatal 4-Way. We've got Trick Williams, we've got Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Damian Priest. Trick Williams, I don't see him winning it. If it was a babyface champion, maybe we give it to Trick, because you know what? Trick could go to Royal Rumble. It's not like they're selling the event on Trick Williams. Nobody thinks Trick is going to win it this quick in his career. It would be amazing and awesome if he did, but no one's gonna think that. So a Royal Rumble spot for a title match is a perfect spot for him, because then he doesn't have to sell the PLE. The Royal Rumble itself does sell it. But being that it's Drew McIntyre, no, Trick's not going to get it. Hopefully he doesn't eat the pin. Then I think Randy Orton is the next least likely to not win, because Randy Orton has taken a lot of main event losses. We don't need to have him take the pin here, and we don't need him to take the pin at the Royal Rumble. We don't need to give him another main event loss. Therefore, he can just have his high spots in this match and then just not win without losing at the same time. Randy Orton not happening. So that just leaves Damian Priest and Sami Zayn. Here are two guys who are really good opponents for the Rumble. Kind of like what I said about Trick earlier. These two guys don't have to sell the Royal Rumble, but they can main event. They could be in a main event spot at the Royal Rumble. I think the winner's going to be Sami Zayn. I really do, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Why do I see that it could be Damian Priest? Because Damian Priest, last time Drew and Damian Priest wrestled, Damian Priest got the win. He got the win, and WWE loves to give the win back to the other guy eventually. So, this could be Drew's opportunity to prove that he was better than Damian Priest all along, and they have that built-in feud right there. I don't see him winning, though. I really don't see him winning because Sami Zayn. I see Sami Zayn going to the Royal Rumble trying to get the title, because Sami is he's basically the Saudi Arabian, he's basically the hometown hero, right? He's the hometown hero of Saudi Arabia because he speaks Arabic. Drew beats Sami. Drew gets booed, right? He gets booed, and that's okay because Drew's a heel. But if Sami goes into the Royal Rumble and they're planning on giving Roman the victory or anybody the victory, everybody's going to be rooting in the crowds for Sami Zayn. So once Sami gets eliminated from the Rumble, it's going to deflate the crowd some. So the choice is don't put Sami in the Rumble, but you got to do something with him, so you give him to Drew McIntyre. I think the fact that they're in Saudi Arabia PLE, I think that's the main factor in Sami Zayn getting this. Location. That's your pick. Sami versus Drew at Rumble. And they've got a built-in storyline too. Plus, you got that hometown advantage for Sami Zayn. All right, boys. All right, girls. Tell me your predictions in the comments below. Your predictions. Not who you want to win. Your predictions. See ya. Bye.